Today, Lex is flying the very friendly skies. The investor days of EADS in London this week are a good moment to note that its share price has risen 80% this year, despite, or maybe because of, the collapse of the merger with BAE. Vincent, what's happened and what's behind this kind of, good reception?
I think part of the reason why the share price is so strong is actually that the relief that the BAE merger proposal did actually fail in the end. And I think that has allowed everybody, from the CEO to the shareholders, to sort of go back to the drawing board and say, this is what EADS is, and this is where we need to focus, and this is what we need to do to improve things. And that's all happening. And there's a lot of restructuring going on inside EADS, and I think that's the main reason why the share price is so strong. And also, of course, the commercial aviation industry is absolutely booming, and Airbus is benefiting from it.
Yeah, I note that they'll be rebranding themselves as the Airbus Group fairly soon. I mean, that kind of commercial aviation rebound, I mean, what are the figures behind that? Well,
the market is enormous for a start, and Airbus and Boeing, between them, have essentially a 50-50 slice of it. And EADS has a very strong order backlog now for Airbus, and it's winning as many orders as Boeing, and so it's doing really well. That's the sort of fundamental part of the EADS group, soon to be renamed the Airbus Group. Airbus is responsible for 80% of revenues and profits, so it's the core business, and margins are getting better. The financial performance is improving. The dividend is going to be higher, and Tom Enders, the CEO, is promising that this is as steady as she goes.
Okay, and that calls for a lot of faith still by investors, it sounds like it. And the worlds of civilian aircraft and defence still seem like tricky ones to navigate. I mean, what can they do in terms of restructuring the defence units?
Well, first of all, they actually need to restructure it, and that's actually happening. So what's happening is that the bitty divisions inside the defence and space part of EADS is being streamlined, integrated, and made into one Airbus Space and Defence division. It'll be a substantial company with about 14 billion euros of revenues, but it needs to get its margins up, and that's where a lot of the sort of operational focus is going to be for the next couple of years, I think, is on improving margins there and turning it around and making it just more competitive. But you have to bear in mind that the defence landscape in which it's operating and which this restructuring is taking part, or is taking place, is very, very gloomy. There's no increase in defence spending or anything like that. So it's a very tough turnaround, but it has to be done. But it will still be a very small part of the wider Airbus group.
Okay, well, it looks like the air might be getting thinner as we go higher, but we'll just have to see. Thank you very much, Vincent.